This episode of Smackdown was like a 6 out of 10. It wasn't terrible, but it also wasn't all that, It could have been better. Especially for a going home show before a live event or before a pay-per-view event. It could have been better. It wasn't terrible like some of the episodes we've been getting. It was decent. 6 out of 10 is what I would give it tonight. So let's break down what happened on Smackdown. So Smackdown opens up with a Seth Rollins and Bloodline 2.0 promo. Seth opens the show vowing to win the Money in the Bank briefcase and take full control of the industry. Seth Rollins takes some shots at Roman Reigns, calls him irrelevant, says that he doesn't care about the fans, and Seth Rollins says he's going to save the WWE Universe from Roman Reigns again. He says that Roman Reigns is on the island of irrelevancy. He says that he will save the industry and no one can stop him. And then Solo and the Bloodline 2.0, Solo, Jacob Fatu, and Jeff Cobbs interrupt Seth Rollins while he's talking. They confront Seth Rollins. They said that they're in Seth Rollins' way. What is Seth Rollins going to do about it? Basically sizing Seth Rollins up. Seth Rollins and his whole group says that, okay, we're in your way. What are you going to do about it? You said nobody's going to be able to get in your way. We're in your way. What do you want to do about it? Type of thing. Solo Sikoa then mocks Seth Rollins' group. He calls Braun Breaker a fake Jey Uso and calls Bronson Reed a knockoff Sami Zayn and insults Paul Heyman. Solo says that he's going to win the Money in the Bank. Seth Rollins then tries to manipulate Jacob Fatu and create more separation in the Bloodline 2.0. Seth Rollins says that Jacob Fatu will betray Solo Sikoa, so Solo should watch out for that. And that at least everybody in Seth's group Seth can trust. So he was trying to put more separation in Solo's group, which worked, honestly. And then it kind of basically almost exploded into a brawl, but it didn't. So basically, then Reed steps up into Solo Sikoa's face, basically what do you want to do? What are you going to do about it? Because they got tired of Solo Sikoa insulting them and stuff like that. So then Jacob Fatu ends up pushing Solo Sikoa out the way, standing in Bronson Reed's face. Then Braun Breaker pushes Reed out the way and stands in Fatu's face. And then Seth Rollins pushes Breaker out the way and stands in Fatu's face. So it's basically the two baddest people in their group are facing off type of thing. Then out of nowhere, Jimmy Uso comes out, attacks the Bloodline 2.0. He pushes Jeff Cobbs, and Cobbs accidentally bumps into Fatu, causing more chaos between them. Then we got this pointless Jeff Cobb versus Jimmy Uso match, which led to nothing, which was basically just to have a match. Some of the highlights from it was that Fatu and Solo were ringside. Solo kept trying to convince Jimmy Uso to come to his bloodline. I don't know why he would want Jimmy Uso in his bloodline in the first place, but whatever. So for this match, there was no real stakes. It was just another pointless match, but it was a pretty fun match. It was pretty entertaining. Some highlights were that Jacob Cobbs hit a standing moonsault to Jimmy. Jimmy ended up doing a pretty cool off the top rope corkscrew move. It was really cool, and he landed on Jacob Cobbs, or JC Mateo, whatever they're calling him. Then Jimmy Uso hits a spear on Jeff Cobbs, and it was a pretty ugly spear, and I think it's time Jimmy Uso stops doing the spear. It does not look good when he does it at all. Solo and Fatu interfere into the match. While Solo and Fatu try to interfere, they get on the ringside apron, and then out of nowhere, while Jimmy Uso's focusing on Fatu on the ring apron, Jeff Cobbs goes to attack him. Jimmy Uso ducks out the way, and Jeff Cobb accidentally clotheslines Fatu off the apron. And Jimmy rolls up Jacob Cobbs for the win. And that caused a lot more tension. Jeff Cobbs and Fatu were yelling at each other and stuff like that. But all in all, it was a pretty fun match, just pointless. Then we got a backstage promo between Zelina Vega and Julia. Zelina Vega tells Julia that if Julia wants her US title, she's going to have to take it from her cold, dead hands. Then after that, we got a backstage promo from Priest and Fatu. It was a stare down. And Shinsuke Nakamura was watching in the background during all this. Priest basically gets in Fatu's face and says that he's coming for the title. And that was that. 2 pointless segments, honestly, but I guess that builds the stories you're kind of in. The only story that really got progressed was probably the Julia and Zelina Vega one. The Priest and Fatu one didn't really get progressed long at all, that much. Then this led to another Zelina Vega versus Piper Niven match. This is probably their 100th match at this point. It was a Breakers Field brawl, so a street match. It was just another random match. It was a street fight, that was it. Chelsea Green and Alba Fyre were ringside. Zelina Vega started off by beating Piper Niven up with a kendo stick. Piper Niven did a pretty cool like reverse powerbomb into the apron where Zelina Vega hit her face on like the ring apron. It was pretty cool. Then she tried to choke Zelina Vega with a steel chain, which I thought that was pretty cool as well. And getting near the end, Zelina Vega hits a DDT on Piper Niven onto a steel chair, which was a really nice shot as well. And then she hits a super code red off the top rope, you know, like her finisher move off the top rope on Piper Niven. Near the end of the match, Chelsea Green and Alba Fire end up getting involved in the match. Julia, for whatever reason, comes out to save and help Zelina Vega. Zelina Vega power bombs Piper Niven through a Slim Jim table to win the match. Yes, a Slim Jim table. Slim Jim tables are officially in the WWE now. Gross. And after that, Julia attacks Zelina Vega post-match and stands tall while holding up Zelina Vega's US Championship. There was a filler backstage segment between Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, and Jim Uso. It was really vague. It was basically Cody Rhodes and Jim Uso asking Jey, is he okay? Is his like mental health okay? And Jey Uso was getting annoyed. He's like, I'm okay. Why does everybody keep asking me that? This is leading to something like this is leading to something like Jey Uso's not completely okay. He's not 100%. And I think this is going to play into his other stories that he's involved in as well. So I think that's a big thing to look out for. Because they keep pointing at the fact that Jey Uso is not okay. Everybody keeps asking him, are you okay? Are you doing okay? So, like, that's leading to something, definitely. Then we got a pretty mid match between Aleister Black and LA Knight. It was interrupted by Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins ended up curb stomping LA Knight. Braun Breaker speared Aleister Black. And Reed hit, like, a tsunami on LA Knight. That was basically the highlight of the match. Everything else was mid. The match ended in DQ and LA Knight won. There was nothing really notable in this match. That was basically it. Then we got a GM announcement announcing the King of the Ring tournament is returning. The finals for the King of the Ring tournament is going to take place in Saudi. And I think this might be for the first time, if I'm not mistaken. But the winners of the King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring tournament will get to face a World Heavyweight Champion for their championship. And I think that's a pretty cool concept if it's new. Then we got a backstage promo between Charlotte Flair and Jade Cargill, basically confirming that they're both going to be in the Queen of the Ring tournament. We got a video segment from Legado del Fantasma, just promoting their Worlds Collide match tomorrow. And after that, there was a pretty funny segment backstage between American Made, Chad Gable, Andrade, and Penta. Penta and Andrade were basically yelling at Chad Gable in Spanish. Chad Gable had no idea what they were saying, and Chad Gable kept going, "Sí, sí, sí," and just kept saying "sí," and I found that pretty funny. Then we got a nothing burger of a promo from Tiffany Stratton. She says that regardless of whoever wins at Money in the Bank, she will remain their women's champion, so it doesn't matter who wins. Rhea Ripley ends up coming out. She interrupts Tiffany Stratton and says that she misses being champion, so Tiffany Stratton better watch out. Stephanie Vaquer comes out, and this leads to a 6-woman tag match. It was a 6-woman tag match. Vaquer, Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss versus Naomi, Roxanne Perez, and Julia. This was a really great match. It was a really entertaining match, I must say. I will note that Julia has a pretty cool entrance, a really unique entrance. It's really nice. Anyhow, some of the highlights are that Naomi tried to hit Stephanie Vaquer with a devil's kiss, but Vaquer counters it and hits it on Naomi instead. Alexa Bliss hit a really cool like springboard flip onto Julia and Naomi on the outside. Another cool spot was Roxanne Perez. She countered the Riptide into this really cool DDT. Alexa Bliss ended up hitting a Sister Abigail on Julia, neutralizing her. Then Naomi walked out on her team, just abandoning Roxanne Perez. Rhea Ripley hits Roxanne Perez with a Riptide and pins her, and that's how the face team wins this match. There was a pretty cool backstage segment between Solo, Jacob Cobbs, and Fatu. So basically, Fatu overhears Solo and Cobbs calling him all gas, no brains. Solo called Fatu stupid, so he just overheard his team, his group, talking trash about him. And Fatu did not like that at all. So there's hinting that Fatu is going to turn on Solo, maybe at Money in the Bank, maybe not, but that's what they're definitely hinting at. And then we got a pretty interesting Wyatt 6 promo. It was a video package. It was basically Uncle Howdy talking. Well, not Uncle Howdy, no. It was Bo Dallas talking, not in his Uncle Howdy attire, just Bo Dallas. He says that he's issuing a warning out to Attack Team Division. He says, "The time for repentance has passed. We will take what we are owed. The tag team championships is what he's hinting at. We will take what we are owed. Accept your condemnation. We will not be forgotten. So he just issued out a warning to the entire tag team division. Then we got another segment backstage where the whole entire tag team division, the Streets Profits, DIY, Machine Gun, whatever that team name is, Motor City Machine Gun, and the new guys that just came from NXT, Axiom and Faxium, that's the team name. So, and Faxium. There was this backstage segment where they all acknowledged that the Wyatt Six were a threat and that they were basically not going to team up, but they all want their revenge on them and that they're all going to look out for the Wyatt Six and they want to get their hands on the Wyatt Six. And after that, we got a really nice, a really fun, really entertaining. It was a decent, I'm calling it fun entertaining, but that doesn't mean like it was a really good match. It was just decent, but like there was some cool spots between Andrade and Penta versus American Made, which was not full American Made, just Brutus and Julius Creed. So some big spots where there was this really cool spot I liked. Julius Creed launches off Brutus's back and hits Andrade, who's on the top rope, with a flying knee. That was really cool. Penta also hit this top of the rope crossbody from the heavens. He went up really high. I don't know how he did that, but he jumped off the top rope and he got airtime, let me tell you. It was a really cool spot. Then Chad Gable interferes in the match. He tries to take off Penta's mask while the ref is distracted. Vikingo attacks Chad Gable. Chad Gable's going to be facing Vikingo at Worlds Collide, so Vikingo got into the match and attacked Chad Gable. Well, he interfered and tried to stop Chad Gable from taking off Penta's mask. Penta then hits a Canadian Destroyer on Julius Creed to win the match. After that, there was a post-match beatdown where Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed attacked Andrade and Penta. So the people who are going to be in the Money in the Bank match with them, that's what he basically was doing this whole entire show, attacking everybody who's in the Money in the Bank match with them. He attacked LA Knight, and then now he's attacking Andrade and Penta. So Seth Rollins curb stomps Penta and Andrade, Breaker spears Andrade, I'm pretty sure, or Penta, or both of them. And then Bronson Reed hits this pretty cool standing swanton onto Penta. And then he hits a tsunami on Penta just to like basically put the nail in the coffin, making sure that Penta is not going to be 100% tomorrow. And then right after that little brawl, we got another promo from Seth Rollins, but this time it was just Paul Heyman talking. Paul Heyman calls Seth Rollins the future of the industry, says that everything Seth Rollins says, it comes true. He said he was going to take out Roman Reigns. He took out Roman Reigns. He said he was going to take out CM Punk. He took out CM Punk and stuff like that. He said he was going to beat both of them in the match. He beat both of them in that match at Mania, I believe. Or it wasn't Mania. Whatever match it was where it was a triple threat between Punk and Roman and Seth Rollins. Anyhow, Paul Heyman says Seth will win the Money in the Bank briefcase and he will reshape the industry. Cody Rhodes ends up coming out. He interrupts them. I thought he was going to say something, but he didn't say anything. Cody Rhodes comes out, and then Jey Uso's entrance hits. His music hits, and Seth's group exits the ring while Jey Uso's making his entrance. And then this led to the main event promo segment. It was between Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, John Cena, and Logan Paul. And they did this with like 10 minutes left in the show. And I'm like, dude, give this promo more time. Give them more time to talk and like, you know, give something of substance. I'm like, this is going to feel so rushed. And I was right. It felt rushed. So anyhow, Cody Rhodes said that John Cena, like Cody Rhodes didn't say anything. He only said like one good line addressing John Cena, honestly. Cody Rhodes just said that John Cena threw away 20 years of goodwill just to win a championship. Basically talking about when he turned heel. And I thought Jey Uso was going to say something as well because Cody Rhodes handed him the mic. Jey Uso just says that, oh, at Money in the Bank, there's going to be a yeet down tomorrow. 4 letters, 1 word, yeet. That nonsense. I was pretty disappointed, honestly. Then John Cena makes his entrance with like 5 minutes left to the show. And I'm like, okay, he's not going to say anything. And I was right. He gets into the ring. The announcer starts announcing, oh, John Cena, your last world champion. And while the ring announcer is saying that, Logan Paul comes out of nowhere, attacks Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes from behind. John Cena hits Cody Rhodes in the face with his title. John Cena AAs Jey Uso. Logan Paul hits his pulverizer on Cody Rhodes and then does a frog splash to both Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. Cena and Logan Paul holds the titles. Cena holds his title and Logan Paul picks up Jey Uso's title. And it's just a picture of them two holding the World Heavyweight Championships from each show. And I'm not really mad at that picture. I could see it. I'm not mad at it, honestly. Cena calls Logan Paul the future face of the WWE. Cena then says that winners write the history book, so it doesn't matter what the fans think, what the fans say. And then to my surprise, near the end of this show, the crowd started cheering, "We want truth, we want truth." And Cena says out of nowhere, "You can't handle the truth." He calls the crowds hypocrites. He calls them pathetic liars for cheering for our truth. And then the crowd then continues to cheer for truth louder, saying, "We want truth, we want truth." John Cena calls the crowd losers, and then he calls Logan Paul again the future of the WWE industry. So after John Cena calls the crowd losers, John Cena and Logan Paul stand in the ring with both of the heavyweight championships. Logan Paul holding Jey Uso's heavyweight championship and John Cena holding his heavyweight championship. And John Cena says, "Take a good look, because this is what the future looks like. I'm going to go home with my heavyweight championship, and all you're going to be left with is Logan Paul as the world heavyweight champion, and he's the future of the industry. So get a good look at it." And that's how the show ends, with the camera panning away at John Cena and Logan Paul standing tall in the ring. So overall, I'd give this show a 6 out of 10. Maybe even a 6.5 out of 10, just because we had like 2 good promos and like 2 good matches. But overall, it was just... the rest was filler. Besides the 2 good matches and 2 good promos, the rest of the show was just basically filler. Nothing special, nothing amazing. That show could have definitely been better for a going away show for Money in the Bank. Like, come on. It was overall pretty disappointing, honestly, but I'm not going to trash the whole product as a whole, because some parts here and there were good, so I'm going to give credit where credit is due. So I'm going to give the show a solid 6.5 out of 10. It was pretty alright, but nothing amazing. But anyhow, that's my thoughts, and that's my review for tonight's episode of Friday Night Smackdown. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for hearing me out. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to. Like, comment, and subscribe if you'd like to. Like, comment, and subscribe if you choose to. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. I'm out.